This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen Fire Island, a new romantic comedy feature from director Andrew Ahn. It follows a group of gay men during a week-long getaway on the titular island. As the friends make the most of what may be their last summer on the island, best friends Noah and Howie also have a plan, with Noah acting as Howie's wingman to get him laid before their week is up. Howie's eyes are set on Charlie, who he sees as quiet and kind-hearted, much to Noah's dismay as he sees him as just some rich kid with stuck-up but hot friends, one of whom is named Will and who Noah ends up interested in messing with. It's a goal that leads them and others into a complicated web of emotions, challenges, conflicts, pride, and prejudice. Kinda like the book. Well, I never actually read the book. Anyways, if the movie is an adaptation of that novel, it's a very loose one at that. It ought to go without saying that this movie knows that it's gay, and the first several minutes are pretty much to set up just how gay it's going to be. That said, once it gets through the introductions and setups, the rest of the film really does focus more on its main characters and their conflicting ideas of love, sex, social images, and navigating all of these when concerning yourself with both your own relationships and those of others. I may be overselling it a bit, but I'm trying to say that while the movie may seem overly flamboyant at times, especially in the marketing, it's still written extremely well. It's not perfect, with a few plot threads and thematic statements that border on being too simple compared to the rest of the story, but nothing is really forgotten or left underdeveloped by the end of the film. It seems more that it knows its focus is on its romantic elements, and that's where it spends most of its time. And again, it does so to great effect. Noah and Howie's friendship is developed and strengthened with a good sense of realism, and their respective relationships with Will and Charlie are also given time to grow, rather than rush directly into the endgame for the sake of tantalizing the audience. I mean, that in itself is one of the conflicts going on. See, there's layers going on here. Moving on, Fire Island also comes around pretty well in its technical elements. While the comedy of the film is found more in its writing, there are some good visual jokes made within its editing, cutting away or into scenes with a great sense of timing, and certainly not for a random joke that distracts from the ongoing story. Everything in the movie that we do see has its place within the narrative, and little, if anything, is wasted at all. Cinematography is also able to balance the comedy and drama of the story, the former being shown more in the framing of actors within a shot and their movement within a scene, and the latter in the actual camera placement and what it captures. The most apparent attention to genre and tone comes in camera movement, or rather when the camera remains still, allowing the environment of Fire Island to come out and make itself known, away from the partying and busyness of the people there. It's a reflection of one of the movie's themes of time standing still, which comes back around when shots like these end up focusing on one of the characters seeing their love interest. Most of all, it gives the movie a sort of serenity away from the more sensational aspects of the setting, ultimately going to show that underneath that sort of superficiality, there is still a possibility for truly human connections to be found. I might be overselling things again, though. Fire Island, Andrew Ahn, 2022. 4.5 stars. Even if it's still got a few weaknesses here and there, It's fun and honest enough that I'd recommend watching it. That's it for me. If you like this review, leave a like. If you have something to add, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. It's probably for the best that I leave it at all that and just let the outro roll on. I'll just pretend that I'm still out of whack after being gone for so long. Well, it's not really pretending, I guess.